Good morning and welcome to Living Local 15. I'm your host, Jessica Williams. Thank you so much for joining me today. First up, I am taking you inside of the Fort Wayne Museum of Art newest exhibit, which is Paper Made 2. Then we are kicking off a new series called Trusted Advice with the Better Business Bureau, and today we're going to hear some advice from Windows, Doors, and More. Then a little bit later, our Best Reviews team shares with us some tailgating products that have been tested and approved. That and more happening now.
Fashion, food, and fun. You're watching Living Local 15 with your host, Jessica Williams.
This segment sponsored by Fort Wayne Museum of Art. I am here at the Fort Wayne Museum of Art at their newest exhibit called Paper Made 2. And basically this exhibit was put together by the Fiber Art Now magazine. And what makes it so cool is that every piece that you see is actually made from paper. They have two-dimensional, three-dimensional pieces, so you should come out to explore. It's going to be running through February 1st, but guess what? I'm giving you a sneak peek today. Let's do it. I'm now joined by Britt Mitchell, who is the curator of exhibitions here at the Fort Wayne Museum of Art. Hello, Britt.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for having me, because I'm so thrilled to see this newest exhibit. You always have very interesting things, and it always amazes me how this room is transformed. Okay, so Paper Made 2. What is this all about?
So Paper Made is an exhibition that we got from Fiber Art Now magazine. It is an international juried exhibition of contemporary paper artists. So what this means is that any artwork that is made with paper, paper product, or using a paper making process is juried into this exhibition.
Wow.
So all of these artists use different techniques and very, very different ways to show us how this was created.
That's really cool. And as I just kind of look, what is fiber art?
So fiber art is a term that was coined in the 1950s. It was originally created to talk about natural or synthetic fibers, fabrics, or yarns. So this was really when it started to come out of the woodworks. And then in the second wave in the 1960s and 70s, when we talk about the second wave of feminism, is really when we start getting paper more into the realm of art.
And that's fascinating, because you would think that paper is such a delicate piece of material that it will be challenging to create just some of these masterpieces that we are seeing here. So I'm excited to walk around and explore. But first, kind of talk to me about your process of curating this.
So this was a juried exhibition. So what that means is that there were a group of people, and these people were coming from Fiber Art magazine, that decided which artists out of the 40 artists that were chosen, they decided which people were featured in the magazine. So when we come here, I got to decide which pieces came into the museum, which would best explain paper and all of these different processes and all of these different sculptures and artists, which artists to highlight. So that's where I come in and be able to display it and put it inside the museum to make it just shine.
Yes, and you're kind of creating an experience as people kind of walk along. So let's start with this first wall that we're seeing. Kind of walk me through each of these pieces, because this is where it all starts.
Yes, so if we're looking at the wall, the first piece is by Jill Powers. It is a gorgeous piece that really talks about the mesh between nature and humanity, and we can really see how nature flows in this piece. So not only do we get that with the fibers that she used and pasted into these two pieces, but with also there's a burning component to this as well.
Yeah, I see. It kind of looks like wood, like a piece of wood. That's so cool. And then the second piece looks complicated, and then I see hair. So what piece is that about?
So the second piece is Amy Yoshitsu, and this is really a delicate piece that talks about infrastructure in our cities. So whether that's poles, with all of our power lines everywhere, just any type of infrastructure that we typically find. So how humanity has made its mark in that sense.
Okay, and then we're moving on to something that looks more earthy.
Yes.
So what is that piece about?
So this piece is Alexandra Chu. She was inspired by the tree in her backyard of her childhood home.
Okay.
So this is actually showing that really natural flow of that tree and the colors that she envisioned while she was making this.
Wow, it's just so intricate. Like I just imagine how long it could possibly take to put these together. And then the next piece really pops off of the canvas. And so this is paper.
Yes, so this is actually a very interesting process. So this work is by Meg Black, and she actually does this what's so-called pulp painting.
Okay.
And she beats this pulp, it's abaca pulp, for hours in this Hollander beater, and that allows the fibers to break up, and it actually gets down into a molecular level. So the cells open up, and she then pigments the pieces. So with the water retention, it's able to keep that pigment, and it's very light fast. So whether she made it today or 30 years ago, it's going to stay the exact same color.
Yes.
So with that, she uses turkey basters, spoons, and any other type of utensil she can find to create these textures and really paint this on there. But it is all completely of paper making processes.
Wow. That's incredible. Lastly, on this roll, I see something that's like tapestry. It almost looks quilted, but then like dangly.
So it's a piece based on the connection of people to technology. So it's somewhat in the shape of a typical phone that we use now, the touchscreen phones everyone's used to. And it really talks about how we get these little snippets of everyday life, and the front and the back are both showing us that information and how we are connecting more so with this technology than a lot of other things. Can
you imagine how crazy it would be if there were that many apps on our home screen? It's going to get to that point at some point. Okay, let's walk around, Britt, to completely explore just this exhibit from a viewer standpoint.
That's good.
Let's go this way. Okay, Britt, so we've taken a step back to look at some of these really cool pieces. So one that really stands out to me is this one here, because they look like dancing paper, or like maybe some corn sprouting up.
Very, very much accurate for being in the Midwest. Yes, so this is a piece that really talks about individuality, so people being individual as well as working well as a community.
Oh, very cool.
Yes.
Interesting idea. And then what about this one? Because there's some connectivity here, right?
Yes. So both of these are in similar vein, talking about that individual versus community. So with this piece, it's by John Heinzman. All of these pieces are individually layered and collaged. And together they create this beautiful community of vibrant and flowing patterns. With the individual pieces, they may not speak as strongly, but together as a whole, it is very much, it flows together, and we can see that statement. Versus if one were to be taken away, that individual, it really just does create a void in that community.
Yeah, and it's cool to see it all together as a big abstract piece. And then another piece that catches my attention are these dresses and coats, and that is paper.
Yes, it is. So the first one we see is actually a dress that is wearable. So the artist created that. So if we look at the dress, you'll actually see that they are National Geographic maps from the 70s. And you'll see all of the different small creases within those that have stand the test of time.
Yes. It doesn't even look like those maps could be that old, honestly. And then you have this coat. Is the coat wearable too?
So the coat actually is not wearable. And so that we can see the difference between a wearable piece versus a non-wearable piece. Many paper sculptures are typically not not wearable, which
Right.
is why that one dress is so special to us. So the one on the left we can see is called Detective Noir, and it is in fact created using a weaving pattern using a bunch of Detective Noir books. So she completely dismantled those books, making the original text illegible to us, but using that motif from the 1930s Detective Noir, and it just really is a striking piece.
It is. Okay, I love it. Well, let's keep exploring. Okay, Britt, this one here is fascinating because it's so tall, and you say it's called the camouflage. So what is this all about?
So In Camouflage is a piece by Lars Shimabukuro, and they have created this piece inspired by Japanese internment people. So in the 1940s, when Japanese people were put into internment camps, they were also used to do labor. So part of that labor was creating these camouflage nets. So this is kind of an ode to that, and sort of taking that and abstracting it a bit.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's cool. And then of course along the wall, you have like pieces that are just unique individuals. So what is this flow kind of representing?
So these are smaller pieces that are all indeed made out of paper. So whether that is weaving, whether that is layering, laminated and carved down, or it's using printmaking or origami, it's all just showing you different techniques that these artists have employed in their work in order to really show you all of the different techniques that we're showing in this amazing juried competition.
Yeah, this is really cool. Okay, and now I'm seeing one that's like draping from the ceiling that we have to go stand under and talk about. Okay.
Yes.
Now this one's so cool. It catches your eye from a distance. What is it called and what is it about?
So this is called SMOA Pulp, and it is by the artist Lisa Merida Paytas, and it is about our connection with our body. It's about time and growth as well as decay. So this artist has a degenerative disease that she really has pushed her into the realm of paper making. She used to be a ceramicist, but she really fell in love with how these papers were able to tell her story a lot better than what her ceramics were able to.
Yeah, I can see that, just the decay of it all. That is interesting. Okay, so these caught my eye over here, so let's mosey on over to kind of, I'm gonna call it the blue area, the blue era. And so we have an eye for an eye. This is really cool. Tell me about this artist.
So this is by Mari Jablonski. It's called Ring Story 1, and it is actually a bunch of small folded or rolled papers all together created from National Park Service publications. So whether that's maps or brochures, so all that we are seeing is created from that paper. So whether this is the small tiny rice beads or whether it's this origami, close to being origami pieces, as well as all of these threads were spun from paper.
That is so cool. I like the recycling aspect of it. A lot of these people are using.
Yes, that is one of the aspects that is important in her work.
Yeah, okay, so cool. I love it. And this one caught my eye as well because it is just beautiful and it doesn't even look like it could be paper.
Absolutely. So all of this is actually rolled paper, so it's called quilling, and it is actually, usually we don't see it as 3D, three-dimensional as we typically do, but this was really crafted, sculpted, and it really just jumps out at you talking about the movements of the ocean.
I love it. This has to be one of my favorite pieces for sure. And it's easy to want to touch it, but you cannot touch in this exhibit. So thank you so much, Britt, for walking me around and giving me some insight to your curation.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it.
Yes, thank you.
And if you would like more information about the Fort Wayne Museum of Art or to come out and visit this exhibit, it is happening now. And you can actually find out more on their website. I'll have that listed below. Come enjoy, and I'll see you after the break. This segment sponsored by Fort Wayne Museum of Art.
Have an idea for the show? Want to find out how you can be a guest? Contact us at livinglocal15@wayne.com.
I always say when you're looking to make sure your home is fully up to par energy-wise, that you look at starting the roof, starting the attic. Do you have adequate insulation within the attic? One of those ways that you can tell is when you have snow or frost on a roof. If yours is the first one to be dried off, that is not a good sign. That means that you may be lacking insulation within your attic space. Even though that's not something that Windows, Doors, and More does, but it's a first place to start. You want to make sure that you're tight at the top first, and then you begin to look at windows and door openings. If you feel air, drafts coming around those, you can see daylight perhaps out of the corners of those. That would be the next process to look at windows and doors. And then lastly, it's potentially to look at the walls themselves, and maybe get a thermometer and a temperature gauge and check the wall temperature, and look at potentially adding insulated vinyl siding to the home as another way of making that envelope tighter. Well, unfortunately, what scares homeowners is they hear about fraudulent activities that can happen within the home improvement category, and that is simply often starts with a knock at your front door. And as we say in our business, there's nothing really good that happens when somebody knocks on your door and they're looking for work, because unfortunately, a lot of those companies are here today, gone tomorrow. They're not from the area. And again, how can you ever get warranty or service from them if you can't find them, if you don't know where to find them? So we highly recommend that you find somebody with a physical brick and mortar location.
Follow us on social media at livinglocal15.
All right, Carrie, so we are in the midst of tailgate season, right? And from training sessions to parties, get everything you need to stay game day ready.
Yeah, you can power through workouts, show your team spirit, and celebrate every win in style. Our friends over at BestReviews.com sent us a Besties box for some football season fun.
Let's get right into it. How would you like to train like the players?
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
No.
You don't want to be a Mahomie?
I want to be on the couch.
Oh, well, you could train like a player on the couch too. You can boost your training with the Ruckster 12-pound element weighted vest. I think I said that correctly. Either Ruckster or Rucker.
Yes.
And intensity to workouts, add intensity to workouts like running, CrossFit, or body weight exercises for faster strength and endurance gains. And they have adjustable straps. I love that, so that it's more comfortable, according to the body types and things like that. And it's also built to last. And I've picked this up, and it's about 10 to 15 pounds
It's heavy.
Yeah, it's pretty heavy for
It's
sure.
heavy, and that's a super way to just up your intensity of your workout. So before you tailgate, get your morning fuel from Simply Press. It's barista quality at home, so you can brew rich, smooth coffee with a French press designed for flavor and ease. It's sleek, sustainable, and easy cleanup. Have you ever had this type of coffee?
I have not, but the way that I'm
It's so
feeling
good.
right now, I need it right now. So I'm glad that this is like super convenient and easy.
It gives a really rich flavor. Really recommend this type of French press coffee. So really cool.
All right, let's move right along, because I feel like we could all use one of these. Because you want to make sure that you have everything in one place so that it's easily, something that you can grab, get to your seat while you're there. So we are presenting, everyone, the Crap Keeper Organizer Bag.
That's literally what it's called.
It's perfect for stashing all your game day, gym, or travel essentials in one organized spot. It's smart storage with multiple compartments, and it's built for anywhere. So keep your crap together, everybody. It also has a strap as well, so you can,
I
carry
just
it
think it's important that
and be cute.
people know that we did not make up that name. That's literally the name, a crap keeper.
Crap keeper.
Keep your crap, you know.
Your crap will be kept.
Your crap will be kept with the crap keeper. All right, and we cannot forget about our furry friends. Perhaps a walk at halftime? This is from Stitch Leash. It's strong and secure and built with a durable patented design to handle powerful pullers up to 110 pounds. Wow, reflective leash for safety. We love that. Ergonomical handle for comfort, plus hooks and a built-in poop bag holder. Easily adjust for length for training, walks, or open play.
Well, this is perfect for you because you do like to stay home and watch the game.
I do.
You have all your furry friends, so during halftime, this is perfect for you.
It is. I'm still in the boot, but as soon as I'm out of the boot, I cannot wait to get back to walking my dog. And this will be perfect for something like that.
All right, well, we have everything you need so that you can be game day ready, or if you want to train like an actual player.
Yes.
Not here.
Or train for the couch with all your crap.
Because your crap will be kept with the crap keeper. Y'all, Best Reviews is owned by our parent company, Nexstar.
For more on these products and others, you can head to bestreviews.com or scan that QR code right there on your screen.
Living Local 15, proudly driven by the Kelly Automotive Group. Go to the Living Local 15 page on WANE.com for recipes from the show, to watch a segment again, and to get information on products and services featured on Living Local 15. Content segments during today's Living Local 15 were paid for by these sponsors.